to the people, not to the insurance
So right
companies.
now people are buying their holiday presents. They're planning
Look,
for...
don't be dramatic.
No.
Don't be dramatic.
They're planning their
what I
budgets
want
for
to
next
do.
year,
Here's what I
Mr.
want.
President.
I know. And what I want to do to...
So that is Donald Trump having a disastrous sit-down interview with Dasha Burns of Politico, who actually does a better job than I expected, given how terrible she is on Trump in basically every other facet of her media career. But Trump was once again shooting himself in the political foot by insisting that affordability isn't an issue, the economy is wonderful, and people who are trying to budget for the holiday season to get gifts for their loved ones are being dramatic. It's an absolutely tone-deaf, politically disastrous interview, and we have to talk about it. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, during this interview, Trump and Burns talk about quite a bit. I want to focus on the economy first, and then we'll get into drone strikes and, murder on the high seas and potential ground invasions of Venezuela and other countries. But let's start with Trump, again, shooting himself in the foot on the economy.
But I do want to talk about the economy, sir, here at home. And I wonder what grade you would give your
A+.
economy. A+.
Yeah, A++++++.
Well, it's interesting because...
Again, tone deaf, stupid. He's visibly annoyed. You hear him inhale dramatically. He at one point snaps at her. And again, I'll give her her due. She asked him tougher questions than I expected. If you look at her Twitter feed, she's a sycophant of MAGA in so many ways for Politico. But that was a perfectly fair question. Actually, quite frankly, open-ended. She didn't grill him yet. She's like, what would you give the grade? A+++++++. And you can see he's just frothing at the mouth. The American people are not giving this economy A+ or A+++++++. They're giving it a fucking F. And he should know better.
Because I talked to a supporter of yours. Her name is Melanie from Westmoreland County, PA. And she loves you. She gave you overall an A++ grade. But here's what she said about the economy. She said, quote, groceries, utility, insurance, and the basic cost of running small business keep rising faster than wages. She also says that not enough is being done. Mr. President, this is one of your supporters.
Okay, good. And I love her because you said I got an A+ on everything, I guess. I don't know.
So again, let's stop right there. Again, note what Dasha's doing here. She's doing what many other MAGA cultists who want to help Trump on Fox News. So let's say Maria Bartiromo, Laura Ingraham, for example, where they'll try to nudge and direct Trump. She's trying to do the same thing here. Sir, this person loves you. She thinks you're perfect. You're amazing. She's the best president ever. But she also thinks, in this minor area, like the economy and personal finances, you're really screwing up. Note how Trump responds. He's pissed. He's still pissed. He wants to get past this. He says, I love her because she gave me an A++ in everything. This man does not care about you. If you think he cares about you, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. You just are. He's made it transparently clear he doesn't give a shit about anything or anyone other than himself. Well, let's hear him continue.
But she's still worried about the economy.
But what you have to understand, the word affordability. I inherited a mess. I inherited a total mess. Prices were at an all-time high when I came in. Prices are coming down substantially. Look at energy. You and I discussed before the interview energy. Energy has come down incredibly. When energy comes down, everything, because it's so much bigger than any other subject, but energy has come down incredibly. Prices are all coming down.
They are not. Prices are not all coming down. Most prices are still high or getting higher. The rate of inflation is higher now than it was when Trump took office. It's reverse course and ticking straight back up. Yes, was it higher at its peak under Biden? Yes, 9%, but that was in large part due to global inflation because of COVID. Trump doesn't have that excuse. He is single-handedly inflicting what the American people are currently suffering on them.
It's been 10 months. It's amazing what we've done. If you think of gasoline a gallon, they had it at $4.50, almost $5. You go to some of the states, you had it at $6. We hit 3 states 2 days ago, $1.99 a gallon. When that
it's 7 cents lower, 7 on the national average, 7 cents lower than it was this time last year, 7 cents. So again, Trump is lying about the extent of what it was that he inherited, and he's overstating his quote-unquote success, and that is why the American people are not buying it, objectively so. But again, he's pissed and defensive. So Then the topic turns to a whole host of foreign policy related issues, and also, in particular, his strikes in Venezuela. So let's hear what Trump has to say.
You've said that Nicolas Maduro's days are numbered and that the U.S. could soon strike Venezuelan territory. Could we see American troops on the ground in Venezuela?
I don't comment on that. I wouldn't say that one way or the other. I can say this, that he sent us millions of people, many from prisons, many drug dealers and drug lords and mental institution, people in mental institutions. He sent them into our country where we had a very stupid president. You know that. Biden's a low IQ person, especially nowadays. I mean, he was low IQ 30 years ago, but he was especially low IQ now.
No, absolutely no need to go on that aside other than he can't speak to substance and all he has is reflexive performative cruelty. That's it. Nothing of substance.
And what he did to our country is not good. Tren de Aragua, the gangs, one of the meanest gangs in the world.
You've locked down the border now.
No, he sent a lot of these people. He also sends in a lot of drugs. So we'll see how it all works out.
So
but
do you
I
wanna
can't talk about
So
strategy.
how far would you go to take Maduro out of office?
I don't want to say that,
But you want to see him out?
his days are numbered.
Can you rule out an American ground invasion?
I don't want to rule in or out. I don't talk about it.
You've said
He then goes off. I thought I had that clip up. It looks like I took it down. I'm going to find it real quick. He actually kind of went off on her for asking that question. Let me pull it up right now. For asking a question about a ground invasion. And listen, I understand playing your cards close to your chest, but again, lashing out at a reporter for a perfectly reasonable question. Take a look.
Can you rule out an American ground invasion?
I don't want to rule in or out. I don't talk about it. Why would I talk to you, an extremely unfriendly publication, if you want to call it, Politico, that got $8 million from Obama to keep it afloat? Why would I do that? Why would I talk about that to Politico? I mean, I'm doing this because you picked me as a man for Europe.
I'm asking for transparency for their American people, because a lot of folks are, people are wondering
I am
what
the
is...
most transparent politician maybe in the world.
A lot of folks are wondering what our goals are.
You are transparently corrupt, you're transparently transactional, you're transparently stupid. All of these things are true. I wouldn't call you transparent in terms of honesty, and that's what he's hoping people conflate. He's asked about Pete Hegseth going on a murder spree in the Caribbean because he's distanced himself from that. Then he's kind of backed Hegseth up, and so he's all over the place, as he usually is when trying to figure out, how damaging is this for me personally? Well, he's asked about that. Take a look.
Speaking of ships, I do want to talk about the boat strikes. The defense secretary, should he testify, Pete Hegseth, under oath before Congress about that controversial second strike on the alleged drug boat on
I don't care if he
September
does.
2nd?
He can if he wants. I don't care.
Do you think he should?
I don't care. I would say do it if you want, Pete.
Have
He's
you-
doing a great job.
Have you watched the
He
video?
was stopping. I watched everything, yeah. I watch everything. I see a lot of things.
And do you believe that
It's
that
not
second
pretty,
strike
but-
was
but-
necessary?
Well, it looked like they were trying to turn back over the boat, but I don't get involved in that. That's up to them. The admiral that did that is a highly respected, as you know, a highly respected man. And we save 25,000 people every time we knock out a boat. On average, they kill 25,000 Americans. So, I don't like doing that, but the drugs coming in through the sea are they're down by 92%. And I'm trying to figure out the 8%. Who are they?
So again, he's non-committal. Oh yeah, if he wants to testify, sure, whatever he wants to do. I don't get involved in that. That's what he tells. I don't get involved in that. I don't get involved in that. I have nothing to do with it. Even though he's supposed to be the commander in chief, I understand that some of the day-to-day operations he has no knowledge of. But again, why doesn't he say that about the Justice Department? He's really involved in who the Justice Department's prosecuting because he's using it as a cudgel to go after his political opponents. But here you can tell he's still not quite sure what this is going to look like in the end, so he's keeping his distance and preparing to throw Pete Hegseth under the bus. And even, it kind of looked like they might have been trying to turn the boat over. The boat had been struck, it was on fire and capsized, and according to the reporting about it, as well as people who have reviewed the video from Congress, they had no communication device to assist or to call in assistance from their allies or their compatriots, whoever might have been friendly to them, number one. And number two, they weren't even heading to the United States in the first place. And then the U.S. military circles back about 30 minutes later and kills them. It was either a war crime or a murder, but the roads end at either of these two options. There is no justifiable third option based on the facts as we know it. So, terrible interview by Donald Trump in which he, again, is visibly triggered, lashing out at people criticizing him about the economy, and he's shooting himself in the political foot in so doing. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.